Hi everybody, it's Tatiana, and today I'm going to be talking about Binti Home and Binti the Night Masquerade. These are books 2 and 3 in the Binti novella trilogy. I read Binti last year, and because these are books 2 and 3, there's not so much information that I can give to you about the actual plot and what takes place, so I'm not going to talk about that, but I am going to talk about how much I enjoyed this trilogy. Binti Home and Binti the Night Masquerade are the first 3 books that I've read by Nnedi Okorafor. I thoroughly enjoyed them. They follow the story of Binti as she is going to Uni, and it's a university, but she is part of the Himba tribe in Africa, and Himbas don't leave home. They stay home, they take care of home, they take care of family, they don't go out, they stay in. They also cover themselves, the females cover themselves with ojitsa. I think that's how you say it. I could be wrong because, you know, I could be wrong. Which is a clay made out of the mud from their homeland, and the women are to wear it every day. If they don't wear it, they are considered to be unclothed, and it's extremely taboo. And so as Binti goes to this university, she has to deal with the fact that she's stepping out of the restrictions and the expectations of her as a Himba daughter to do this. And she also has to deal with the fact that even though she's stepping out of that expectation and that tradition, it's what she feels in her heart she needs to do for herself. And she also wants to maintain the traditions that she has gained, because she doesn't have a problem with those, with, you know, the traditions of her tribe. She loves her tribe, but she has to figure out how to bring that tradition with her and maintain that tradition while she's there. On the way to University, shit hits the fan. The fallout from that is where the series really kicks off. I will say Binti Home starts a year after the first Binti novella, so and there's a small recap in this, because I at first was going to reread Binti, but there's a small recap in Binti Home to help you get back up to speed in case you read them a year apart. And then Binti the Night Masquerade picks up immediately after Binti Home. And I did read these back to back. I thoroughly enjoyed Binti's growth through this series. And I say growth loosely because there are some things that she learns that she sticks on, and then there are some other things that she has a problem, like she hears them but she has a problem accepting them because they're against her tradition or they're against what she was raised to know, and so she has an issue making a connection with this new information because it's against or different from what she was raised to know and believe, even seeing firsthand that what she was raised to know and believe was not correct. And I think that that is something that's so applicable to young adults when they embark on, and not just young adults, but people in general, when you embark on a new era or a new part, a new experience in life, and you are confronted with things that are different from what you've always thought. I also enjoyed her dealing with the pain and trauma of some of the things that took place in book 1 and how she's come to deal with that. There's a lot to do with anxiety and panic attacks and reconciliation and that huge unknown factor throughout the trilogy. And as someone who deals with that, it was nice to see it in book form, and it was nice for how accurate it was. I need an astrolabe or labe, however it's pronounced. I need one. But I really enjoyed that aspect of it, where you have this society and this world that's so advanced from where we are now, but the same problems in dealing with people still exist, and they have, and this new way or different way of dealing with it, of surviving and living and attempting to thrive with it. I really enjoyed that. I do remember somebody posted on their Instagram that when they were reading Binti Home, they read it like right before I did, that because of the moments of anxiety in the story that they weren't prepared for, they had to put it down. I had the exact opposite reaction. I had to keep reading because I had to see how she went through it and how she dealt with it. So I loved it for that, and seeing that it evoked different responses from two different readers in that aspect. There's so much about Binti that is unacceptable to the larger community, and that's both her home community as well as the community at UMSA University. And so much of this trilogy is Binti attempting to come to terms with and be okay with what other people don't particularly like about her, and accept the uniqueness of her and her situation and where she is and how she fits into this greater world, this greater society, after leaving the small world that was her home. If you've never read Nnedi Okorafor before, this I truly believe is a good place to start, because they're each short. You're in the story, and you don't even realize that the story is over when you reach the end. There is one aspect of it that just didn't mesh with me, and that's because I am not a math person. Like, I excelled in higher level math once I got to higher level math, but the road to higher level math was full of dumps and ditches that I fell into grade-wise. But part of Binti's skill and what she is doing at UMSA University is like heavy into mathematics. It's not so much so that it overthrows the story or it takes you out of the story. I just read it as part of what she's studying. I ain't necessarily got to understand it because I don't. And I just kept it moving. I saw it as like this higher level of mathematics and calculus that exists during this time period. It might make sense to those who are mathematically minded. I'm not one of those people, so that didn't make sense to me, but I understood the purpose of it and what Binti was attempting to do and attempting to learn at UMSA University. So if that made any sense, great, because I just really threw that out of the top of my head as I was thinking about it. So that's all that I am going to say about these two books, but also the Binti trilogy. I just really enjoyed it. It's something that, like, the first book is 90-something pages. Book 2 is 162 pages. Book 3 is 206 pages. You could read the entire trilogy in a week, and you wouldn't regret it. So that's all that I'm going to say. And I'm going to go. And I thank you all for watching. And I hope you have a good weekend, whenever you see this video. Kudos to my camera battery for, like, staying in, because the light's been blinking since before I started recording this. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a good weekend, whenever you see this video. Peace out.